The Galactic Academy of Advanced Sciences floated serenely in the void between star systems, a magnificent station where the brightest minds from 1,000 worlds gathered to learn. Its crystalline corridors gleamed under artificial suns, and its gravity generators hummed with precise calibration. For most species, it was paradise. For Julia Martinez, it was suffocatingly gentle. She sat in the back of advanced quantum mechanics, her dark eyes scanning the holographic equations that danced in the air. Around her, students from dozens of worlds whispered in languages that required 3 tongues or specialized breathing apparatus. Julia simply watched, her primitive human vocal cords adequate for her needs. Her simple bipedal frame, unremarkable among the exotic forms surrounding her, that was precisely what made her a target. Oscar Chen noticed her first during the 3rd week of term. He was a teaching assistant, barely older than the students he helped, with sharp features and an intensity that suggested he'd seen more than most 23-year-olds should. When the Volcarian students began their campaign against Julia, Oscar felt something stir in his chest, something ancient and territorial that humans had supposedly evolved past. The Volcarians were apex predators from a world of endless twilight. Tall, sleek, with muscles that coiled like steel cables beneath iridescent scales, they had ruled their planet for 10,000 years before achieving spaceflight. They looked at humans the way lions might look at house cats, amusing, perhaps, but hardly worthy of respect. Zekthar, their leader, made his first move during gravitational physics lab. He adjusted the room's gravity to twice Earth's standard, watching with amusement as other species struggled. The crystalline HFY simply floated, unaffected. The gaseous Pronthians retreated into their containment suits. But Julia stood firm, her legs steady, her breathing unchanged. Impressive, Zekthar hissed, his translator rendering his contempt in perfect standard. The little Deathworlder doesn't fall down. But can she handle this? He tripled the gravity. Students gasped. Some collapsed. The professor moved to intervene, but Oscar held up a hand. His eyes locked on Julia. She didn't just stand. She walked. Each step was deliberate, measured, her muscles working against a force that would have crushed most species in the room. She moved toward her workstation, picked up a neural interface helmet that now weighed as much as a small child, and placed it carefully on her head. Earth, she said quietly, her voice cutting through the strained silence, has gravity slightly higher than the Academy standard. We evolved running down prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. Our bodies are designed to radiate heat efficiently, to heal from injuries that would kill most species, to survive on a world where everything, the weather, the wildlife, the very microorganisms wants us dead. She looked directly at We call it home. Oscar smiled. He'd read Julia's file, knew things the others didn't. Earth was classified as a Class 12 Deathworld, only 3 tiers below ons. Humans were persistence hunters, endurance specialists from a planet of nightmares. Their immune systems fought constant wars against invisible enemies. Their healing factors were grotesque by galactic standards, and their capacity for violence, when necessary, was something polite society preferred not to discuss. Zekthar wasn't deterred. The next day he contaminated Julia's food with Volcarian spices, compounds that would cause most species agonizing digestive failure. Julia ate the entire meal, her human digestive system designed to handle near poison, breaking down the toxins without effort. She even complimented the flavor. When Zekthar tried to intimidate her physically, looming over her with his 2-meter frame and razor-sharp claws, Julia simply looked up at him with eyes that had evolved to track prey across vast grasslands. She didn't flinch. She didn't back down. She merely waited, her body's threat response system flooding her with adrenaline, her muscles primed for violence that billions of years of evolution had perfected. Do you know what scares predators? Oscar asked Zekthar quietly, appearing beside him in the corridor. Prey that doesn't run. Because maybe, just maybe, it's not actually prey. The final confrontation came during the zero-gravity combat assessment, test of problem-solving and physical coordination. Zekthar cornered Julia in one of the training spheres, his friends blocking the exits. They thought they'd humiliate her, prove human weakness once and for all. They hadn't accounted for human spatial reasoning, refined by throwing weapons across vast distances, or human creativity in combat, developed through endless tribal warfare, or the simple fact that humans, when threatened, become something ancient and terrible. Julia moved like water, using the 3-dimensional space in ways the Velk, evolved for terrestrial hunting, couldn't anticipate. She used momentum, leverage, and the station's own architecture against them. Within minutes, Zekthar floated helplessly, disarmed and disoriented, while Julia hung calmly from a Not even breathing hard. On Earth, she said softly, we have a saying, don't mistake kindness for weakness. She released the handhold and floated toward the exit. I came here to learn, not to fight, but I'm very, very good at both. Oscar watched her leave, pride and something else warming his chest. Julia Martinez, with her fragile-looking frame and quiet demeanor, was exactly what she appeared to be, a human from Earth, a survivor from a world that forged its children in crucibles of difficulty most species couldn't imagine. The Valkyrians never bothered her again. Word spread through the academy. The quiet human girl in advanced quantum mechanics was not to be trifled with. She came from a Deathworld where simply living was an act of defiance against a universe that tried daily to kill you. And Julia. She went back to her studies, solving equations and dreaming of stars, carrying the strength of humanity quietly within her eddy when needed, but preferring peace, as all truly dangerous beings do.